Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, end of the week edition. Today's new drug is the eve of some decent college football and 2 days away from a gigantic game here at the bank. Man, I'm excited about a football week. It's hot. By the way, it's hot out there today. Were you out at all?
It has been.
It was hot today.
Yeah, it has been hot the last couple.
We had a clinic today, our first walk-off clinic of the school year. Well over 200 kids, and they were hot.
How'd it go?
Well, fantastic. We were very, very blessed, and it was a beautiful day out there. We have so many, but the local colleges, today was JU and UNF, sometimes it's Edward Waters, FSCJ, give us so many of their players to coach our kids, so they're really invested. So it was a great day. It was a great day to be baseball. I'm just telling you, it was hot today. It was a hot day today. So glad you're with us on a Friday. Our Fridays, as you know, are always brought to you by our friends at Big Chief Tire Company, the best tire company around with 6 locations here on the First Coast. Most recently is that Mandarin location. Before that, a year ago, they opened Orange Park. They've always had 2 on the west side, the north side, and the south side. So head to Big Chief Tire today. I got a question. I mean, this is the most important question that I'll ever ask either one of you. I mean, this one, lives change with answers to questions like this. How many scam likely calls do you get a day?
Just like a couple, maybe not even a couple, maybe like one every other day.
Really?
It hasn't been that bad, but I was talking to Dylan Denmark, who works here, and he's been getting a ton of them. So he kind of said the same thing to me, like maybe on Sunday. It was like, have you been getting like tons of spams? And I really haven't, but maybe there is a thing where.
JJ, do you get a lot of scam likelies?
0.
No, you don't get any?
No, they don't. I don't have anything they want.
I mean, I get more scam likely. I mean, I'll bet I get 4 a day.
Wow. I might get one every like 4 months.
I'll bet I get 4 a day.
Mine aren't as infrequent as JJ's, but mine aren't that bad.
Right.
I do remember like a few years ago, I like signed up for a do not call list. And so I think that really helps.
So you can do stuff about
I think you can. So maybe, I
didn't know that.
I remember my parents always doing that, like during dinner when they call the house phone and they'd be like, put me on the do not call list.
Right, but I think there's actually
is that real?
I think there's actually a site. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, and it wasn't like, I think it was like my wife basically was like, hey, do this and you won't get spam calls.
Yeah.
So, just look into it. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I think there is a way that you can.
Well, maybe you should just answer and tell them to stop calling.
Well, I thought about it,
but then you have to do it
I was going to get to there. That's in my notes. The scam likely people never leave a voicemail, okay? Because they're scam likely people. And I haven't done it yet, but what if I just say, what do you want? Why are you calling me? Get the out of here.
Well, it's frustrating because even when you want to do that, you then have to wait like the 7 seconds before somebody actually gets on the line because they're just like literally throwing a million calls out there. So then like when somebody actually picks up, it used to be when you got a phone solicitor like in the 90s, 2000s, like on landlines, you immediately, hello, and they would immediately talk.
Right.
Now the way it's like automated is there's like this, I don't know, 5-second pause before the person actually gets on the line.
I didn't know that because I never answered.
So, and by the time that pause occurs, it's thrown you off, and now you're frustrated, and now you don't even want to like rip the person. You know what I mean? So it's like it's better just to not even answer.
I don't answer. By the way, I never answer phones. I don't know the number anyway. But the scam likely people. Are they all related? Is it like a tribe?
Are you saying scam or spam?
No, it says scam, SCAM.
Oh, really?
It says scam likely.
Scam?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
it'll
seen
pop
that.
up on your phone.
Yeah, it pops up on the phone. It says SCAM, scam, not
really?
spam. Scam likely. You never get a scam likely.
I don't think I've ever gotten that. Mine always will say something like spam caller or something like that.
Mine says scam likely. Here you go.
Have you ever been scammed in any way? Like
scam likely?
Wow,
phone or internet-wise?
I've never seen that.
Let me show you this. That one. There's
JJ, we're going to call this number right now.
Hang on. Well, I'm showing this to Hayes. This is my list. Since 10:26, 1, 11:42, 12:58.
Oh
so that's 3 in less than 3 hours. Okay.
How about that?
And it says scam.
And I do see it. You're dead on.
It says scam likely.
You're educating me because I didn't know that was a thing.
I get more of the scam likelies. Yeah.
Text me the number. We'll put them on the Checkmate Coding phone line.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but anyways, I didn't.
We just figured we'd call you.
I didn't know if anybody else got the scam likely calls.
Yeah.
So many Nigerian princes calling you.
I guess what it is. All right, so there you go. I have kind of fun things to talk about today. Jags and Texans. I tell you, you said this in the handoff, And I was thinking the same thing for the show today. Because of all the unless it's the third game. There's 17 games. The Jags aren't going to make or miss the playoffs based on what happened Sunday. But because of so many storylines, the Texans haven't lost here in their last 7 trips. They're the enemy. The big hit on Trevor last year the cheap-ass hit that knocked him out of the game. The stuff with Brian Thomas Jr., at least for one game, looking like he was shying away from contact. The fact that they had the game won last week, it would have been 2-0, and got what I think is a really bogus pass interference call work against them. You throw all that into the pot. Man, it feels like a big game on a Sunday, week 3, doesn't it? I mean,
it's incredible.
It really does.
I mean, and getting ready for the kickoff show on Sunday and putting the rundown together for it. I mean, you like to set the scene in the first segment. I've got 9 things that I want to at least touch on. I am totally with you. I cannot remember a week 3 game having this many storylines galore just across the board. I mean, Christian Kirk's coming back here. Right. It's totally not a story.
I didn't even get to that.
Yeah, it's totally not a story. They're wearing the Prowlers.
Right.
I mean, which is fun. And but you're right. It's been so much coming off the Cincinnati loss, the cheap shot, the fact that you can send Houston to 0-3 with a really difficult schedule still to come for the Texans. I mean, so many things wrapped up in this game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and obviously you've got Houston's recent dominance in the rivalry.
Yeah, so there's a lot to talk about today as it relates to that game, and I'm certainly going to get to that today on the program. That'll be kind of our key thing. So we'll get to that coming up today on the program. All right, so that other stuff I'll get to that of note. Obviously, the significance of Florida-Miami. If Florida loses, is it curtains for Billy Napier? Well, and I know a lot of people think probably not, but what is the story there?
I don't think it's curtains for Billy Napier, because I think Scott Strickland is going to hang on the fact that the math is still with Napier. He's only lost 1 game in conference. So while 1-3 would be incredibly disappointing, I think he can look at it and say, well, look, they've lost 1 game in the SEC. We play 7 more conference games. That's really the barometer. We have to see how the conference schedule plays out and how they perform in conference play before I can make a final judgment. The other thing that might help Napier in the eyes of Strickland, I mean, look, nothing's going to help him the fans are all completely ready for him to be fired. But in terms of the administration at Florida, I could see Scott Strickland saying, look, we went into a bye last year. They found something.
That's right.
And they played much better coming out of the first bye. So let him, while it's disappointing to be 1-3 and having lost 3 straight, they do now have a bye week coming up next week before they host Texas. I want to see what he can do, what corrections he can make in self-scouting to see, can he find a rejuvenated team coming out of that bye. Again, whether we think that that's ridiculous or not, or the probability is incredibly low, that doesn't matter. The math is still on Billy Napier's side, and I think while it is, Scott Strickland is going to keep him as coach.
And an addendum to that supports your thinking, and I do understand this, what do you really gain by doing it now? Your fans are less pissed off. Well, what does that mean? I mean, so and that's the other part, and I get that. One other thing, JJ, I'm going to talk about, at least now, and I'll mention it if we get a chance. It's the wrong time of year to talk about this. But would you say if you are a pitcher and you won 3 Cy Youngs, if you won an MVP, you were an 11-time All-Star, you have 2 World Series rings, you had the best ERA in baseball 5 times, would you say that's a pretty good career, Jason?
I would say it's a freaking amazing career. But what did he do in the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 World Series titles.
Yeah, but he was terrible his entire career in the playoffs, pretty much. I mean, he is probably the best pitcher after the Greg, and we're talking about Clayton Kershaw. Yeah. After Greg Maddux, Randy Johnson, I would say he's probably the best since then, maybe. But
so you think he's
always going to be remembered as choking in the playoffs, man.
So if that's because I kind of agree with JJ in terms of his, if Clayton Kershaw, who's 222 and 96 in his career with a 2.54 ERA, it's just magnificent. if you're going back to Maddox and Johnson, see, I don't even consider those pitchers like in his generation.
No, I'm saying like the generation after.
Until that generation, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
But my point is, like, if
the best one since
is he the best of his generation?
Yes.
Is he better than Verlander? And
I would say so.
I will say this.
By the way, real quick stat before you finish, Frank.
Yeah.
146 earned runs it would take right now for him not ever pitching another inning for him to go over the 3.0 ERA.
That's an amazing.
That's like a Tony Gwynn on the other side.
It really is.
Yeah, kind of stuff.
I think in my lifetime, and I split up the right-handers and the left-handers. I've just always done that. In my lifetime, okay, what I've watched. Now, I mean, I wasn't around for Lefty Grove, okay, or but Koufax is one, okay. Randy Johnson on the ballot. I don't know that he's two. Fernando and Vida Blue had moments. Glavine had great durability. He was around forever.
Yep.
But
he was never like the best in the league.
Correct. He was just he was very good for a very long time. But is there a better Steve Carlton at the early part? I mean, Steve Carlton one time won 27 games for a team that won 56. That's still
amazing.
Yeah. But he might be the best left-hander of my lifetime, other than Koufax.
I love Randy Johnson. I just think Randy Johnson there was like 10 years there where he was unhittable, man. Like the end of Seattle, the beginning with the Diamondbacks, he was just dominant. I would probably put him over Kershaw, but it's not too far off for me.
I just think
I can't argue with you about it.
One of the great pitchers of all time. I can still remember this as we get to break. We launched 1010XL in 2007. Mike Dempsey and I were doing afternoons together. And I can remember we had him on. He was pitching for the then Jacksonville Suns. And they said, this guy's going to be pretty good. So we had him on.
He's going to be pretty good.
We had him on because he was this big prospect. And I remember we had him on and we talked to him about Vin Scully talking about him. And he was he must have been on 15 minutes. He was this AA pitcher. They were AA at the time. We had this AA. I think they were AA at the time. I mean, we had this,
I think so.
They were AA at the time. I think Albuquerque was the AAA, right, for the Dodgers. So anyway, the long point is, we had him on for like 15 minutes, and I was always taken by how cordial he was, and well, now he's retiring, and he's certainly among the 2 or 3 best left-handers of my lifetime. I will tell you that. So what a great
guy,
and a really well respected.
Everybody loves him. A great Christian. I've always loved Clayton Kershaw.
It hit me today when I saw it.
Final regular season start is tonight against San Francisco.
10 o'clock.
Man, it really hit me. So anyway, right, very good. Let's talk some Jaguars football after this on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Saturday and Sunday, we watch the games.
We're all on the same page then.
We spend Monday talking about what we saw. Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-Game Monday. Makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we're ready for you. We're going all out with end of summer savings. Like new Kia starting at $20K. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Or you can even hit the road with financing rates as low as 0. It's not too late. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
There's a new game changer in downtown Jacksonville, and it's not the two-way star you might be thinking of. It's Pour Tap Room Jacksonville at Laura and Forsyth. 2 floors, 80 self-pour taps of craft beer, wine and cocktails, and a full liquor bar. Pour Tap Room has all your game day favorites. Wings, burgers, and more. You can even grab a slice or a pie next door at Pizza Dynamo, and they'll bring it right to your table. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville, a beer festival every day.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okiefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com. The farm at Okefenokee.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is RJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They do it all.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Visit Big Chief online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or at 6 locations around town.
I'm already in a good mood. Myself going to drop ELO with my mood. I walked in a good mood. Okay, and now this. I can't wait for the football weekend. Frangie and Carline with you, La Selva as well on a Big Chief Tire Friday. Huge game coming up this weekend. I mean, a huge game. And I will tell you, with there's some as per usual, you're able to track down in your locker room visits. Hayes, I'm serious about this. Guys that are going to be critical not only to the team but this week. CJ Stroud is a really good player, but something's off. Something's off. Whether they're not protecting him, whether it's the fact that to the point you've made, other than Nico Collins, there's not a lot of elite pass catchers. Something's off, right? And it's been off since I didn't watch as closely last year, but I mean, I watched every snap Monday night, and I don't get to do that with NFL games. Right? We have our games, and something's off with him. Meaning Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker, who was really good last week, and Josh has been pretty good both weeks. Boy, could they impact this game on Sunday. Without
a doubt, Houston's really struggled at the offensive tackle position, and this is the Jaguars are one of the last teams you want to see if that's the case. But I think it goes even beyond that for CJ Stroud. He's on a new offensive system, so I think that's a struggle a little bit as well. I think that's aiding in it, and I think the fact that you just don't have to respect Houston's run game. I mean, Nick Chubb just isn't Nick Chubb anymore. And, Joe Mixon is an outstanding back, but he's injured. So, you don't have to worry about him. And they don't really they have a rookie, Woody Marks, who I think they have to watch out for in the screen game more than anything else as a runner. But he is a pretty good back. He caught a 37-yard screen against Tampa the other night. So, that's something you have to be mindful of if he's in. But if I'm Anthony Campanile, I'm not devoting extra resources to shutting down the Houston ground game. I think my guys up front can take care of that, and which allows you to do some other creative things.
And the pass rush is it could be real significant if Trayvon Walker continues to play like he has, then nobody's been more steady than Josh Hines-Allen. Josh has a big role in this game. Can he get to C.J. Stroud? The subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one is Josh Hines-Allen.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive end Josh Hines-Allen here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited about this weekend.
How's your family? How's Wesley doing?
Everybody's doing well. He's doing fine, man, in school and living the life to its fullest.
That's fantastic. Liam was talking about you earlier this morning, Josh, and talked about how disruptive you've been. How do you feel like it's been for you 2 games into the season?
I'm just trying to do my part to maximize the value of our defense, man. And, whatever role that fits in for that week, I'm willing to do what I need to do. But, my role as a team is to make a lot of plays and disrupt the passer. And, that's my sole focus, and also making a lot of plays in the run game as well. So if I can do that, do my part, lead the league in takeaways, stop the run, I'm happy.
Absolutely, and a lot of good stuff so far. You guys are leading the league in takeaways. What's been the key to having that kind of success so far?
Communication and fun. Guys flying around, guys communicating, guys knowing what they're doing, and guys want to make plays, man. And it's just a testament to everybody doing what they're supposed to do.
Liam commended you for the work that you've been doing on Tuesdays. He said you guys had like 40 guys in on the off day, and you're sort of leading that charge. Why is that such an important day for you guys, even though it's supposed to be your off day?
Just to get in, we're in the season, so we're in the thick of things now. So it's like there's never a true off day. You got to figure out something that's mental work, body work, just to trying to stay within. That's watching more film, getting catch up on by yourself, but for your next opponent. I think it's really important. And for me, man, that's just something I've always done, getting in early. Still, I try to take my kids to school on Tuesday morning, so I come in super early, do my body work, and then make it home in time to take my kids to school.
Awesome stuff. In terms of this matchup with Houston, is the intensity, is it raised because of the stakes involved with it being an AFC South game, but also the fact that you guys have a chance to put them in an 0-3 hole?
At the end of the day, it's about us, not them. They're coming in as a good team, besides the record. But at the end of the day, it's about how well we play, how well we come into a situation, how our mindset is, and just how much we just got to go get it. And we play to our standard. We'll have a good evening.
What stands out about their tackles? They've got a rookie at left. Obviously, you're familiar with Cam, but he hasn't been playing much. But what do you see when you evaluate that Houston offensive line?
They're big, they're physical. They like to run the ball. That's about it.
What stands out about Chubb? Obviously, he's had a great career. Broke a touchdown run the other night. What stands out in terms of the skill set that Chubb provides?
He gets downhill fast, man, and he wants to run the ball. He in between the tackles, he does a really good job. He's also patient in the hole, waiting for his gap to open up. And then once he does find that opening, he just charges right through. So we're going to do a good job on playing gap sound football. We're ready for the matchup. We like the physicality up front. We like to stop the run. We like to be able to play dominant up in front, and it starts with that. So we can do a good job in the run game and take advantage of them in the pass game. We're looking for ops there.
Offensively, you guys are doing a magnificent job running the ball, leading the league in rushing. What stands out about Liam Cohen's scheme from a defensive perspective, going against it in training camp, that leads to such efficiency running the ball?
I think I don't even know. They just keep it up. Whatever they do, keep it up.
What are you seeing out of Trayvon?
A playmaker, a guy that who's taking advantage of his opportunities and his matchups, and things that we expect to do. The expectations for me to make a lot of plays and be productive, and it's the same thing for him, and he understands that, and he's taking full advantage of those moments.
Josh Hines-Allen, thank you so much for your time, and certainly best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Josh, good dude, and appreciate his time today. Liam told us something really cool today in his press conference that, Josh Hines-Allen is, he's the leader on Tuesdays. Like, Tuesdays is an off day, but right. They've got 40 guys working, and Josh is the one leading that charge. And Liam was like, I can't tell you how much we appreciate everything that he brings. And as a player, he is really ascending. And Liam kept using, kept directing his arm upwards. Like he did it a couple times in talking about Josh Hines-Allen. And yeah, it's obviously this could be a game Sunday where he really, really stands out.
And as well liked as anybody in that locker room, as well liked, as well respected as anybody in that locker room. Let's get to the other side of the ball. The guy that's got to get more playing time is Parker Washington. The catches he keeps going up and making, he's going to make a catch, and he might be the best in traffic receiver they've had here in a long time. You realize that? I mean, as far as in traffic, going to catch it in traffic, he might be as good as there is. Parker Washington, I think you're going to see more of him coming up this week. I think he's going to probably get more plays than he's had in a long, long time. That'd be my expectation. The subject of yet another Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Parker Washington here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. What a start to the season for you. How's everything going?
Just enjoying it, just having fun with it. It's year 3, and I mean, we look up, it's already week 3, so I'm just trying to make the most of it and just continue to have fun and just be my best self.
You've been incredible since training camp started, Parker. What's been the key to you having such a great off season and then obviously a great start to the regular season?
Definitely just taking it one day at a time. I feel like that's the biggest thing for me, is just making the most of each opportunity, which is just the day that it's in front of me, just staying present, and just continue to just put my best foot forward each day, each rep, no matter what. Whatever. If a rep doesn't go my way, get to the next one and just make the most of that next one.
We've all enjoyed watching you attack the ball in the air. Kind of walk us through your mindset when you're in those situations.
Definitely, I just want to continue to just show that I can be versatile, I always kind of like made that a point for me, is just continuing to be versatile, be able to do everything. Yes, I might be like 5'9", 5'10", but I can play like I'm 6'4" too. So I kind of like take that and make that a point for me, and just to be aggressive. And it kind of helps me just play with confidence and have fun with it.
How cool has it been getting to know Liam Cohen's scheme and see how it suits you?
Oh, it's so cool. I mean, you see all the great offenses he's been around, and kind of like that family of offenses. It's cool to see guys like Cooper Kupp that's been in his offense, Chris Godwin, just how they're utilized. And I feel like that just molds with how I want to play my game. So it's really cool to see, and I just can't wait to continue to grow and just having fun with it.
How pleasing is the offensive balance that you guys have created? Because obviously you're making plays through the air, but you're leading the league in rushing as well.
I feel like it's just, like you said, it's just so balanced. It's just, we're moving guys around. It's really cool because it feels like we're doing a lot, but we're really just kind of just moving one little piece here, one little piece here, and it looks like a totally different place. So it's been so cool to see that, and I really have been enjoying it, and I'm excited to see us continue to build on that.
Houston has such an excellent defense. What has stood out to you, Parker, in your experience playing the Texans under DeMeco Ryans, and also what you're picking up on film through these first 2 games that Houston has played?
I mean, this is a physical team. They're going to come out there. They're playing with a lot of passion, and they're coming out each play, no matter what. Everybody's swarming to the ball. Everybody's in on the tackle. So I feel like for us, we've been changing the culture of everybody swarms the ball as well, even as an offensive player. So it's been cool to see, like, Jags picking up Jags and being near everybody near the football. So it's going to be a real fun game to watch as far as the physicality, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
I was talking to Brenton a week or 2 ago and asked him about you, and he said when Parker does something, obviously for the audience, Penn State teammates, but when Parker does something, it really inspires me. What's it been like for you to see the impact that Brenton has made as a receiver and a blocker?
Oh man, he's been working his tail off in college up until this point. And then I'm just grateful to be a part of his journey as this far. We've been teammates since college, and then just being able to get drafted in the same class, same team, it's just cool to be a part of. I don't take that lightly, and it's fun to see what he does. And this offseason, he put a lot of work in. He came back ready to go, and it shows. And like I said, you see him in the run game, it's unreal. So I wish I could do it like that.
Great stuff. Parker, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on your success, and certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate Parker Washington's time today, and again, coming off a great effort in Cincinnati. 5 targets, 5 catches, 76 yards.
Going to be a big one. Jags and Texans coming up on Sunday afternoon. Big one in Miami tomorrow night. Canes and Gators. Boy, the Canes have dominated the Gators in in recent years. Can the Gators turn that around, or do they get walloped again? Let's discuss it after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showroom. It's cool, comfortable, and hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Looking for a brand new truck? Right now, Crew Cab Ram trucks start at just $38,900 at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram West Side. And every new retail purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost. From tough Ram trucks to adventure-ready Jeeps, they've got the perfect ride waiting for you. Stop by Commonwealth Avenue or shop online at jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram West Side, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pre-Game Friday.
Built by Dream Finders Homes.
On 1010XL.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose DuckDuckRooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. DuckDuckRooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Jags fans arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for details.
All right, Prosser here, and I've been telling you about Chad and Sandy. They make the promise. Let me show you some of the proof. This is Nicoletta and Daniel in Panther Creek. We don't recommend this, but we bought our new house before we sold our old one. Then worst case scenario happened. Our old home failed to sell in a year with another realtor. Finally, we got smart. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they sold it in 10 days above asking price. These are the results you're getting with Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to have the right people on your side. Maybe you want max price. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling. Maybe you just want to sell right now. Well, fast, easy, and stress-free, that's what Chad and Sandy bring to you. They have this guarantee. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. They're the local real estate experts you can trust for all of your real estate needs. Go to chadandsandy.com today. That's chadandsandy.com, or call that help hotline, 904-414-6200.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Visit Big Chief online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or at 6 locations around town.
And they do keep Jacks rolling, those 6 locations. Man, the Big Chief Tire folks are good folks. Nice to the Farman family. They've been doing it for 60-plus years by treating people right and being good at their job. So Big Chief Tire. Head to Big Chief for all your automotive needs. Frangie, Carline, LaSelva with you. Okay, so here's the other side of it. I've been asking if Florida loses, which most of us believe they will, to Miami, and I think Miami covers. So I don't think they lose on a field goal at the end. Does Billy get fired? And conventional thinking says no, it's too early. And you've underscored really throughout the week why it makes no sense to do it now. And I think you're right. I don't think they're going to do it now. No, and as much as my emotion sometimes gets the best of me, I also think it's probably right not to do it now. So, I don't think they will, and I think you're right. There's probably not. There's nothing to be gained by doing it now. So we've cleared that. What if they win? And what if they win the game? Is Gator Nation? Do they like him again? Do they? Not really. It's just a stay of execution, and they still don't like him. In that case, or do they wish they hadn't have? Are they mad now because the other 2 losses were winnable? Where's Gator now? What if Florida win? Now, again, when the minute it ends, you'll be elated. I can tell you that. If Florida beats Miami down there in front of that packed house, people will be elated when it happens. But as you move forward after that, where's Billy with the Gator people if they win the game?
I think he's done. I really don't think, short of something miraculous and them basically running the table, I really think it's over. He's just not the guy. And so even if he was able to pull out an 8-4 from this or a 9-3, which would be very commendable, I just don't. You can't trust him to go hire an OC. He had that. He's already burned you once with that. So I just think that it's just time to move on. He's just not the guy. Like, he's just not the right guy for the pro. So
and your belief, because I agree with you, and your belief is that's where people are.
That's where I think the fan base is. Like, don't get me wrong. You're not cheering against them. You hope they win.
And you'll be elated.
I think
you win 24-17. You'll be in a good mood for a week.
You're elated, and
we'll have to find a new producer because he'll leave. But
right.
with the
and I think I think what it does from a fan base's standpoint is it kind of, at least for the moment, takes disaster off the table. Because if you can go to Miami and win, I do think Miami is really good. I don't think Miami's headed to, like,
I agree.
They lose to Florida and then you wake up and they're 8-4 in December. Like, I think Miami is a really good team. So if you're able to beat Miami in Miami, go into a bye week, then you feel like you've got a pretty good chance against Texas at home. And now if you beat Texas at home, well, now you've stabilized. You've got 2 really impressive wins. One loss that can be excused in Death Valley, another loss that can't be. But, so you'd still be disappointed in the 5-game start. But at 2-3 with a victory over Miami on the road and a home win over Texas, you start to at least feel like, well, at least there'll be something that you can feel good about this season. And, maybe you start getting a little bit more reinvigorated with, wanting to, watch the games and be around your friends and family and parties and things like that. Because right now, the thing that's so interesting to me, I feel this way, but it also feels like a lot of the fan base is like this. Like, it's almost like the fun has been totally taken out of this. I'm going to watch because, this is my team.
What I do.
Yeah.
You only get 12 of them.
But I'm not doing anything fun around it.
Right.
I'm going to watch it so that when it goes bad, I can, as quickly as possible, move on with my night.
No emotional investment.
Yeah. JJ, similar question for you. And it's almost silly asking these because I'm pretty convinced that Miami's going to win. But if Miami loses the game, you're shocked that you lost the home game to Florida. You got an off day, then got to go to Tallahassee. How devastating would losing this be for the Miami fan base?
3 weeks ago would have been fine. Now it looks like, wow, this is the worst thing possible if you lose to Florida. But because of what you just said, they have a bye and then they have Florida State immediately after. Like, there's not really a lot of, like, you could make up for that immediately by beating a top 5 Florida State on the road.
Yeah.
And your season's still you got everything in front of you, the ACC, the playoff, everything like that. So it would feel absolutely atrocious because of what Florida's looked like in the first couple weeks, but there's still so much in front of you, even if you lose this game. With Florida State, the next game, which that's never happened in my life.
What a weird schedule. Miami,
very weird.
Miami's got an off date before and after the FSU game.
That is strange.
I
thought it was strange that FSU had a bye before Kent State.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Miami is off before FSU.
Yeah.
And then off after FSU.
It's really hard to find a routine and stay in rhythm.
Really interesting stuff. So,
I mean, it's good from a self-scouting, perspective, but from
and if there's
rhythm,
injuries or something.
Yeah, true. But from a rhythm, it would be a concern.
Yeah.
All right, Florida, Miami, Saturday night in Miami. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
The Bulldogs show their bite as they fight the Oak Leaf Knights. Friday at 7 on 1010 AM.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand.
At 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community-focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey, Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning here, where we offer pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and paver sealing, plus window cleaning. Football season is back. Get 20% off your first service when you mention this ad through September 30th. Call 708-8802.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frank Frangie and JJ LaSelva. I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. Hopefully you don't get injured, but that is who you need to put your trust into if you get into a scary situation. Let's get it to Jags Texans. Frank, I have a tendency to overestimate the importance of games, so I leave it to you. How big is this game? It's week 3. Houston's coming in. How big is this one?
I hear you, and I appreciate you being introspective enough to say that about yourself, because we all have our things that we have to. I hear you. I think it's big, man. I really do, Hayes. I think it's odd for a game 3. And listen, they're not making or missing the playoffs because of this game. It's only game 3. It's only week 3. But with all the storylines, first of all, the Texans have won 7 in a row in Jacksonville. They've won the division. They've been dominant over they've won 10 or 12 of the last 14 in the series. That's part of it. The big hit, the cheap-ass hit that knocked Trevor out of the game last year is a big part of this. The Brian Thomas Jr. story now that is he a guy that shies away from contact? I hope not, but we all know we saw that last week, so that's a big part of the story. And by the way, you don't want you can take them to 0-3 and make life tough for the Texans. And it's a home game, and it's the first division game of the year. There are so many storylines here, so many that a normal just week 3 home game is a really big deal. I mean, I hope people are going to this game, and if you're not going, I hope you go buy your ticket, because this is a really important game, way more than a typical game 3 would be. I think that's where you're going, and I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to watch it, and boy, there will be consequences if there is a loss, but boy, if the Jaguars are able to get it done, that would be a monumental step towards a divisional title. One of those superstars that'll have to have a huge game Sunday for a Jaguars victory is defensive end Josh Hines-Allen. Head coach Liam Cohen talked today about the defensive superstar.
If you look at Josh's, if you look at our sacks and all that, obviously they get measured so much by that, but he is doing a ton in the last 2 games to really disrupt, cause issues for the people that he's playing against up front in the run game. I think Josh is just doing this right now, honestly. As a pro, he's one of the first guys in the building. On the off days, he's in here. We had 40 odd guys in here on the off day working out, and he's been helping lead that. And, been really pleased with him as a pro. Been really happy with him. I think it's just going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I think that's who Josh is. He's as respected as there is in that locker room. He's a terrific player. He connects. I can tell you, he and Liam, they knew each other a little bit from their Kentucky days. They certainly have same connections in Kentucky. They were there at the same time. They know a lot of the same people there. I can tell you they connected right when Liam got the job. They both told me the story. Josh told me the story first, and then Liam told me the story about how they connected and how deep the relationship was right out of the gate. So it's a cool thing. It really is.
Without a doubt, the Jaguars' injury report has been released. Ezra Cleveland is listed as questionable for Sunday with an ankle injury, but he was able to practice a little bit, so hopefully good news coming for Ezra Cleveland, but that may include a Sunday morning workout just to make sure that he's okay, but that's a big one to monitor Wyatt Milam, the rookie offensive lineman, he will miss the game. He is the only Jaguars player ruled out. Milam still recovering from a knee injury. Should be close. He was able to limit his participation in practice this week. So good that he was able to at least do some things. So Wyatt Milam probably getting a little closer to a return, but will not play Sunday. And Brian Thomas Jr., all clear. Everybody else is fine. Tootin, Jarian Jones were wearing pennies, non-contact this week, but they're fine. But a big one, Brian Thomas Jr., who got downgraded to limited participation with the wrist injury earlier in this week. He is fine. So, again, just Wyatt Milam will be the only player unable to play, and we'll keep an eye on Ezra Cleveland. But my gut feeling is Ezra Cleveland will be active Sunday.
Yeah, I think they think they're going to have this. I think they'd be surprised if he's not there. So yeah, to your point, it's a very healthy team, no question about it.
Let's get to around the NFL. Buffalo holds off pesky Miami 31-21 last night behind Josh Allen's 3 touchdown passes. He just makes it look effortless.
He's really good. It was 28-21, and I thought Tua messed up. They had a chance to get it tied there late. Josh Allen is so good. That was sort of a last hurrah of sorts for Miami. I think now it's just a matter of time. You got to find a way to get it. That's a win that was on the road with everybody watching, which would have gotten people's attention. It's kind of the end of the road, I think. But yeah, Buffalo keeps on keeping on, and Josh Allen is very worthy of that MVP. He's a really good player.
The Dolphins fall to 0-3 as Tua throws a killer interception late. But even beyond that, like, you can't have, what was it, like 27 completions for like 100 yards? Yeah. I mean, he doesn't ever throw it downfield. You'd think with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, they'd be way more explosive. I mean, like 3/4 of his passes are just like immediate throws to the flat to the running back, and Achane's great and all, but you can't just keep doing it. But the interception was abysmal, and it looked like Miami was in position to maybe steal the game.
I have made an art form of being wrong about quarterbacks, but I never thought Tua was going to be great. And you sat next to me, and you sat next to me in the show for 10 years. I never liked him as a pro. I didn't. I just something about that short arm motion, the size, the average arm strength. So I'm not surprised Tua struggled.
Some notable injuries around the league today. Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels has been ruled out for Sunday's game against Las Vegas. Marcus Mariota will start for Washington.
How about Marcus? Hey, how about the fact Marcus Mariota is still around? You talk about a journeyman guy. Remember when
he broke the 89-yarder in Nashville on the Jags?
Oh, I do.
Feels like it was 25 years ago.
Yeah, I know it. And remember, he and Jameis came into the league the same year.
That's right.
That's a blow. Jaden Daniels is a really good player. I don't care who your backup is. I don't care if it's Sonny Jurgensen or Bill Kilmer. And if you don't know who they are, they're old guys that played in Washington 700 years ago. Jaden Daniels is a really good player. It's going to hurt to have him out, no matter who the backup is.
The Packers might not have tight end Tucker Kraft Sunday after he injured his knee in practice this week. The emerging star is coming off a huge game against Washington in Week 2.
Yeah, the injury bug is starting to rear its head now a little bit, Hayes. You are right around Week 3. It started. That's when you see injuries. You guys rehab after Week 4, 5, 6 and come back at the end of the season. But there's that middle stretch when injuries start to rear their head, and it's starting now.
A couple receiver injuries that we'll be monitoring. These players are listed as questionable this week. Bucks rookie receiver Emeka Egbuka.
Who's so good.
And so good, off to such a great start. And Kansas City's Xavier Worthy, who was injured early in the opener in Brazil, might be able to return this week. That would certainly boost the Chiefs. And they're both young players, but both incredibly important to their squads.
Egbuka is so good. Like they didn't have enough good receivers in Tampa. He is really good. They don't have any young ones, I guess. Boy, is he good. Worthy's important because Kansas City just doesn't have many explosive guys outside. They just don't have a lot of weapons to go with Patrick Mahomes. They really don't.
Let's get to Major League Baseball. Dodgers legend Clayton Kershaw will retire at the end of the season. He will make his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium tonight against San Francisco. The 37-year-old Kershaw is 222 and 96 in his career with a 2.54 ERA.
Probably the best left-hander of my lifetime other than Sandy Koufax. You certainly, JJ and I talked about it, and JJ makes a great point. Randy Johnson was great. I'll give you the comparisons. Kershaw made 11 All-Stars. Johnson made 10, so that's the same. Kershaw won 3 Cy Youngs. Randy Johnson won 5. Kershaw had 5 ERA titles. Randy Johnson had 4. So you can make the argument for either guy. They were both. The one difference is Randy Johnson's career ERA is 3.29, a good bit higher than Kershaw's, but it doesn't matter. They're both great.
I'd take either one to start my game.
Me too. So you could. That's right. But for me, other than Sandy Koufax, the great Sandy Koufax, I think he's the best left-hander in my lifetime. That's how much respect I have for Clayton Kershaw.
And I just want to give this stat one more time. If Clayton Kershaw allows 146 earned runs to cross the plate before he records another out, he will still have an ERA below 3.
About that.
That's 146
incredible.
earned runs.
Wow.
And just for context, Skeens gave up 41 earned runs this year.
Wow.
So that's 4 or 5 seasons worth.
It's amazing. It's just truly amazing.
Really is incredible. Let's talk about the wild card races in both the AL and the NL. We'll start in the American League. Cleveland, 1.5 games back of Boston for the final berth. Who do you like there?
Well, in Cleveland chasing the Tigers. I mean, Cleveland is.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, out of nowhere. I think Boston's better, but Cleveland's hotter. I think Boston actually could make some noise in the postseason, so I'm going to say with the Red Sox, but J.J. Cleveland, hot as fire.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I still think that the Central is going to be won by Detroit. But
I do
Boston has Detroit and the Blue Jays to end the season, so I could see Cleveland overtaking them.
What do you guys think about the NL wild card race? The Mets hold a 2-game lead over Arizona and Cincinnati.
I don't know what to think of the Mets.
Oh, I'd love for them to blow
I mean, Arizona and Cincinnati are just guys. But the Mets should be.
They have like the highest payroll.
Their payroll's $8 trillion.
Yeah.
Okay, their payroll's more than the national debt. And they go through stretches where they win every game, and then JJ they go through stretches where they lose every game.
For like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it's just, but they're a bizarre team.
When football season started, it was like super under the radar, but they lost like 8 or 9 in a row a couple weeks ago.
So I still think the Mets are the best of those 3 teams.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get to college basketball. The final edition of Gator Boys was released, detailing Florida's run to the national title last night. Gator fans, you might want to have this 35-minute beauty ready to go around 9:30 Saturday night. Just have it queued up.
It's funny you said that. I saw something. There's going to be a reunion weekend. Who do you like better on a three-point contest, Teddy D or Lee from 3? Why did that excite me more than anything about the football team? I don't know. Let me see Teddy Dupay and Lee Humphrey shoot 3-pointers. Y'all can watch football. I'll got this.
Yeah.
So,
I used to love Teddy Dupay.
Oh, he could shoot it. By the way, I didn't know what is that. I don't.
It's a docu. Kind of what the like.
Where is it?
It's on YouTube. You can find it. But they've been doing it throughout the offseason. It did feel like really late to still now, because it's basically it starts at the SEC tournament championship win and obviously goes through beating Houston for the national title. It's great. I mean, great behind the scenes stuff, but it's a documentary kind of thing.
You know what they say? Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, and Florida. Just give me to November. Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Right.
Just all of us basketball blue bloods together. Okay, Duke, Florida, all of us. Just get us to November.
That's right, no doubt about it. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. Today we honor and pay tribute to Jimi Hendrix, who died this week back in 1970. He was 27 years old, considered the greatest guitarist in rock history by many. Hendrix is an icon of the genre in every sense of the word. This is The Wind Cries Mary.
Well done. The great Jimi Hendrix. Back in a moment on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You watch the games, so do we.
Dan Higgin and Jeff Prosser, right after every Gator football game, get our reaction to the plays, the calls that stood out to us.
Live streamed on the Swamp Sessions podcast on the 1010XL social channels from Voodoo Brewing Company.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Tomorrow is our monthly card show inside Showtime. A fun atmosphere to shop over 20 tables of cards, sports, and Pokemon from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Join us tomorrow inside Showtime for our monthly card show, 9 to 4 at Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Big personalities, bold opinions, lunch just got louder. Josie, Matt, and Leon are XL Prime Time from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
Any questions? Yeah, I went to lunch.
Noon to 2 on 1010 XL.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Ramey Elabu in Jacksonville at 904-309-9077.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years. And this month only, Bono's has loaded barbecue tater tots. That smoked pulled pork on top of tater tots with melted cheddar cheese sauce. You won't find this anywhere else. And with 18 Bonos around town, there's always one nearby. You can see all the locations at bonosbarbecue.com. Remember, the loaded barbecue tater tots are served for a limited time only, so don't miss out. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit bowdeneye.com for a free screening. Bowden Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Brandon Roofing. Some highly anticipated matchups are on this weekend's menu coming through our airwaves. Starting tomorrow night from Miami, it's the unranked Gators at the 4th-ranked Hurricanes kicking off at 7:30. Then on Sunday, your Jacksonville Jaguars clash with division rival, the Houston Texans, for a 1 o'clock start on 92.5 FM. It's 82 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire with 6 locations in town. My goodness, they're all over the town. The latest ones are in Mandarin, and then before that, Orange Park. They already had 2 on the west side, 1 on the north side, 1 on the south side. So head to Big Chief Tire for all your automotive needs today. Frangie and Carline, La Selva, Pete Prrisco, about 10 minutes away. I haven't talked nearly enough about the Prowlers. I'm jacked about the Prowlers. I'm a uniform guy.
Yeah.
So are they now are they into the stretch now? They can change them. Is that?
I am not.
What is the rule? Is it 5 years? Is it?
They've got to be close.
So 17. They wore the mustard, the two-tone helmet, right? When was the last year of the two-tone helmet?
16, I think.
No, they wore it in 17.
They did?
Yeah. The 17 team that went deep had the two-tone helmet.
It's every 5 years, by the way.
It is every 5. Mm-hmm. So they changed. I know they changed. I wonder when they changed. Because in 17, they had the two-tone helmet.
Okay, so then 18, they must have changed. Because at the airport, it was like Calais, Jalen, Yannick.
But if they changed in 18.
Fournette.
They must have changed again, or they could change back. So I know they can't change right now. So I'm trying to. I think it might have been a year or two after that. So, but anyway, whenever they can change back, you got to go Prowlers all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
I've got to believe.
I think
now,
that's where it's headed.
It would have to be, wouldn't it? Yeah. Hopefully before the new stadium, but by the time the stadium of the future,
that would be maybe the best.
Yeah.
Year to do
it. If not,
you wouldn't really want to debut them when you're playing in Orlando or Gainesville or wherever they're.
That's the question: is next year they'll be here. Do you? It wouldn't bother me if they debuted them next year to try and get some juice going because the stadium's going to be limited capacity.
Right.
But surely I don't know how long the 5-year thing is, but if you're wondering, that the NFL rule is once you change to a uniform, now you can change what your dominant color is. When you have, let's say you wore black as your dominant jersey, and you want to do what the Jags did last year, the year before, whenever it was, you want to change it to teal as your primary jersey. You can do that. And then black becomes your alternative, but you can't change your design for a few years. So it takes a few. But I love the Prowlers. I mean, number one, I like the fact, the connection to the past, but I also just like them.
Well, particularly since it was the best era of Jaguars football.
Right.
I mean, I think that plays a big role in it. I mean, that was the only stretch where they've really been good for any length of time consistently. And they look fantastic. I mean, we know fashion is cyclical, and it's very much back. This generation really loves it.
What do you expect from Trevor what do you expect from the offense? What's the offense going to do on Sunday afternoon against Houston, in your opinion?
I think the running game will be outstanding. I think Trevor will struggle just because I think their rush and cover for Houston is strong. Stingley, Anderson, and Daniil Hunter, are just, I mean, that's a trio any team would love to have.
Yeah, Lassiter's good too. Petrie's good too. They have good defensive backs.
They've got some really good rush and cover elements to their defense. So I do think they're suspect against the run. And so I think, that's the plan, that Liam Cohen will implement. And it's always the plan. He always is going to want to be physical in the run game, and obviously he's amazingly creative and innovative with how he is able to scheme that up. So I would think I'm not expecting big numbers for Trevor. To me, it's almost like just don't lose the game, but if you can go out there and have no interceptions. I think he's thrown a pick in like 5 straight games. I think it might be the longest. D-Rock was telling me that it's the longest streak active in the league. So I would say he doesn't need to have, 2 touchdown passes, anything like that, but just try and get out of this without turning the ball over. And, I think a fairly modest passing line is fine because I think the run game will be there. And I think Houston's going to struggle to move the ball. So I would be shocked if he lights them up. But I'd be shocked if almost any quarterback that Houston plays lights them up.
Yeah,
I just don't think.
They're good on defense.
I just think the matchup favors Houston,
and they're good on defense.
And that matchup will favor the Texans more often than not.
I'll say, and I don't pay a lot of attention to where you rank in the league 2 weeks in because it depends on who you play or the way the games go. So rankings 2 weeks in don't do much for me. But if they did, the Jags, to the point you made the other day, lead the league in rushing. They're 4th in total offense.
Yeah.
Now again, it's 2 weeks. I mean, if you really want to look at trends and where you got to be at least 4 or 5 weeks in, I think.
But it's usually it's usually at least a good indicator.
That's right.
Of what quadrant are you going to be in? You don't normally lead the NFL in rushing for 2 weeks, and then by week 14,
fair point,
you're 21st.
Yeah.
So it usually
that's a really good point.
It usually is a pretty good tell, not a concrete tell to your point, but it usually is a pretty good indicator of what you're going to have. And that's the thing. Like third down offense, the Jaguars aren't bad. They're 12th at 44%, but they've been outstanding really everywhere else. To your point, they're 4th in total yards. We know they lead the league in rushing at 169.5 yards a game. They lead in yards per carry at 5.75. That's amazing that they are averaging 5.75 yards every time they run the ball.
It is amazing.
I mean, particularly since Trevor isn't. I mean, he's somewhat of a threat, but it's not like he's, Lamar Jackson or a player like that where the mobility is a massive weapon. The only thing they've struggled with is interception rate. They're 27th. And not that that's all Trevor's fault. It's not. Walker Little, gave up a pressure and things like that. And but they've been bad with the interceptions. But they've been great with sacks allowed. They're 1st in sacks allowed percentage. So they're doing a great job there. And then in third down, they're, I'd say, above average at 12th. But but the other numbers are so good that you kind of hope that even comes up. And they're 7th in scoring. So I mean, what Liam Cohen has done here, I mean, because trust me, in week 8, 9, and 10, they will be much better than what they are today. So if this is what they are today, wait until he's had 2 more months to work with them.
Let's talk more NFL, more Jaguars after this. Pete Prrisco joins us. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hello. The Checkmate Coatings phone line has you covered from the floor up. From tough sports topics to strong surfaces, Checkmate Coatings is your floor's missing piece and your connection to the sports world on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. They're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations and full air conditioning service, they do it all. And with Duck Duck, it's done right. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. If the Jags trust Duck Duck Rooter, so can you.
To get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hicken here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Jaguar fan, Palm Beach Autographs is putting together a Fanatics exclusive with a chance for you to meet and get an autograph from Trevor Lawrence and Ryan Thomas Jr. All the details are at palmbeachautograph.com or drop by the Avenues Mall for more info. It's happening at Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Find the middle of the fairway with your drives. Get the golf tips and talk to keep you straight.
That's a great tee shot.
On the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prrisco. The Prrisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, tomorrow's the third Saturday of the month. They have one of those great card shows. You know that card show is always fantastic at Showtime. So if you're a collector, now's the time. Now's the week. Third Saturday of the month. You need to get in there right now, and you'll be glad you did. Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, located on Phillips Highway at the end of Shad Road. Always a sponsor of the Pete Prrisco Report here, and we're glad to have them on. Pete is from CBSSports.com. Join us right now. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
We are ready for week 3. That was a gut-wrenching loss last week. I thought they outplayed the Bengals for the entire game. Bengals took the first lead with 18 seconds to play. You know the storylines by now. The Brian Thomas stuff, the De'Ami Brown drop, the pass interference. It clearly wasn't. What did you make of the game last week?
Yeah, that's one they let get away. You go up there and you physically beat them up the way you did. You knock their quarterback out, and you let a backup quarterback beat you, even though he wasn't very good. That's one you let get away. And they'll regret that down the road because they should have won that game, should be 2-0 heading to the division game. You know, that's not to say there aren't issues, and there were. First and foremost, Brian Thomas. I mean, he needs to play like a number one wide receiver. I thought this was the year he took his game to the Chase Jefferson level. It's not even close. And you have Jimmy Smith basically calling him out on Twitter. I mean, so this is a big week for Brian Thomas, and he's got to go out there and show people that, A, he's willing to go into the middle of the field and take the shot to catch the football, and B, that he can do it. And you guys have been around it all summer. It just hasn't been good for him.
It hasn't, and how do you think he matches up against Stingley?
Well, the first thing I would do is I'd run a slant right into the middle of the field and throw it to him and say, go ahead. You're going to go catch that ball, and you're going to take a shot, and you're going to show us that you could do it. Because if he can't, you can't play. And so I don't know if it goes back to that hit in the preseason that he took or, but he was dropping balls and not playing well in camp even before that. There's something clearly going on with him, and it's just not a good look for him to have a guy like Jimmy Smith basically calling you out on Twitter. So I think it's an important week for him to, look, Stingley's a great player. He did a great job on Mike Evans. But Mike Evans is kind of down the field kind of Mike Evans. He doesn't operate in the middle of the field. I think you got to get Stingley running into the middle of the field, which means he's going to have to go in there. And when he goes in there, he's going to have to catch the football.
And I think you hit it. Regardless of what the route is, Pete, regardless of whether it's in the middle, whether it's a go route, whether you run a reverse, you got to get the ball in Brian Thomas's hands. So, A, he can regain confidence. B, the players, his teammates can regain confidence in him. The football world can. I mean, I agree with you. I think Brian Thomas Jr. somehow, some ways got to touch that thing a few times. I mean, at the beginning of the game, right?
Yeah, whatever you do, you got to give him the ball early and just go from there and get him, let him get hit. Let him feel it again. Let him feel like, even if it's a shot, so what? Get up, pop up. I mean, you saw it. I mean, the route in the middle of the field where he pulled up, the one in the end zone where he pulled up, you can't do that. You just can't do that. And so this is a big week. And the kid's so talented. He just got to stay focused and go across the middle, take the shot, drop the football, go back to the huddle, and do it again.
Pete, what are the matchups in this game that you think favor the Jaguars?
I think the Texans' offensive line is putrid. And I really believe that. I mean, they think they got better. I don't know if they got any better. And they got a rookie left tackle. They got, the interior isn't great. And I think you can take advantage of that. Because, look, do they run the ball? No. The only run they had last week, there's some talk that the Bucs let them score. So they don't run it, which puts a lot of pressure on, the offensive line to hold up in protection. And that puts C.J. Stroud's eyes coming down, and he's not playing very well. So I think the big advantage, even though the Jaguars' defensive line isn't great in the middle, I think they did enough in the middle last week. And, those guys, Walker was really good last week, and Hines-Allen can rush the quarterback. Go get them. And I think they can. That's
an interesting point. I hadn't thought about that when Chubb couldn't get anything, and all of a sudden he's wide open and breaks out for 20. I wonder if they let him score. I didn't think about it. I never thought about that till you just said it.
Well, they asked, but they
were coy,
and they kind of played coy with it.
Yeah,
so
which leads you to believe that they did.
I'll be darned. That's it. I you know what? I didn't see that, and I hadn't thought about that. Interesting stuff. Pete, the psychology, and you've covered more of these than anybody I know, so you will have a feel for this. Where does the psychology come into play? The Texans have won 7 straight games here. They've beaten the Jaguars 12 out of 14 times. The Jags have won all of twice since that 17th season. Is that they haven't been better every time? Where does the psychology and the confidence in someone having your number just come into play there?
Yeah, and what is it, 8 out of 9?
Yeah, 7 in a row, 8 out of 9, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of those games, they weren't even close to being the better team, and they still won the game. Right. So it's in your head, and it gets in your head. And, but I think with what happened in last year's game, I think that kind of changes the way you look at it. Let's be real. Even though the Texans have been winning the division, the rival has been the Titans still.
Right,
and
I agree.
It probably always will be. But that rivalry came from nastiness and pushing around and getting beat up early in their history, and they played a nasty physical style. Well, now you play that team last year, and they put your quarterback out. Well, now you got a new coach, and you're supposed to be a physical, nasty team. Well, go play like it. And that's where I think that's the difference, Frank. I think it's different because I think now they kind of – because when the Texans come in, they're like, oh, yeah, well, the Texans, But now after last year, that might change that a little bit because when you have something like that go on in the game, it kind of gets those guys going. Even though not all of them were there, a lot of them were, and they'll remember that.
The Jags lead the league in rushing through the first 2 weeks. Do you think they'll be able to run against Houston?
Yes, I do. And I think that it's imperative that they do because of those pass rushers. It was one thing you saw at Tampa Bay with a banged-up offensive line, by the way. They have one guy in that game that started at his normal position, and he's now out maybe for the year. So they're banged-up offensive line. But you saw what they did later in the game. They started running the football with Irving and Rashad White. You have to run the football. I don't think the down guys are great. I think you can push them around a little bit. And what's the best way to neutralize pass rushers? Run at them. And I think they have to run the ball, and I think they will run the ball. The offensive line is one of the most improved units in the NFL. And that's a tribute to the offensive line coach. He's done a great job with that group. It's, with 2 new guys, 3 old guys,
right?
And they're significantly better. Ezra Cleveland has improved, and now he's dinged up, so whatever happens, but he's improved incredibly. Robert Hainsey's having a great start to his Jaguars career. Harrison has improved a bunch. So you look across the board, and the offensive line is the most improved unit on that team, and that's why they're leading the league in rushing.
Pete, and you know this because we've had this talk. We talk all the time. I loved C.J. Stroud in college. I loved him coming out of college. I probably loved him more than others did. And then he came and was great in that first year, and I felt like I wasn't surprised. But he hasn't been great since. He wasn't great last year. And I know it's early, but he hasn't been great this year. Now, part of it is they don't protect him. I think you're right. Part of it is other Nico Collins. They don't have a lot of good weapons. But what do you think of C.J. Stroud 3 games into year 3 here?
The verdict is still out on him. And we do that all the time. When a guy bursts onto the scene, you rush him, and then you say, okay, well, that was a whole book on him. And there's been a lot of things working against him. I'm going to defend him a little bit. The offensive line the last 2 years has been terrible, but he also holds the ball. He's getting out of pockets when there is some now because he's taken so much of a beating. And he doesn't have, aside from Nico Collins, but Schultz is a pretty good player too. They need help from the other wide receivers. They drafted 2 of them. Those guys need to get going. And Kirk, those are the guys that need to get back and become productive players in the offense and productive players in the passing game. Then I think you'll see him start to play better again. But again, when you keep getting hit and getting flushed out of the pocket on a continual basis, it starts beating on you a little bit. And I think that's what's happened to him.
Do you subscribe to the theory that the Jaguars caught a break with Houston playing the Rams, followed by the Bucs, in terms of Liam Cohen's familiarity with what the Rams and Bucs do and who they have?
No. I mean, well, first off, no, I don't. I think everybody knows what everybody else does. And you prepare. Look, is it easier to understand what those 2 teams do? Yes. But they've changed a lot too. They all evolved. There's a basis for the system, and then you evolve the system. It's not necessarily one of those things where you doing the exact same thing. So maybe a little bit, Hayes, but not necessarily a great deal.
Go around the league a little bit, Pete. Early impressions: the Bills looked good. Are you surprised the Dolphins hung around a little bit last night?
Yeah, and it's a good sign for McDaniel that they did, because I think if they had gone up there and got whacked, you know how owners are on national TV. If you go up there and lose, 40-3, you might be out of a job. So they went in there and fought. Sometimes in this league, and you know this, teams just take the field and they say, okay, we're playing an opponent that's not very good.
Right.
And you look up and you're in a game. And then great teams, you know what great teams do? They find a way to win by 10. That's what they do. And they did. And they've scored 30 points in all 3 of their games and haven't turned it over. That's incredible. Have not turned the ball over. I think they're the second team I think there's the merger that's done that. That's incredible to do. And so yeah, they're playing. I think they need to tighten up their defense, but they got guys out. When Oliver, Milano, and Hairston all get back into the lineup, and they'll all be back in at some point, and you get those young players like Walker the kid from Kentucky starting to really make plays. Sanders from South Carolina will start making plays. They have enough people on defense that defense will get better.
In the division, we've talked about the Jags and the Texans. The Titans don't look like they're very good. That's to be expected. They've got a rookie quarterback. And the Colts are off to a good start. Now, they shouldn't have won last week. That was a bizarre end to the game. Obviously, we all saw it. But Daniel Jones has been okay there. What do you expect from the Colts moving forward?
They really have been. He's been okay. The offensive line's been good, even though they have a couple new starters on that group, and they've run the ball, and he's thrown the ball around. I mean, they've been good on offense. And, that's a supposedly Denver team that had one of the best defenses in the league, and they didn't play like it. They, even though they got lucky to win that game because of what happened at the end, and they played it that way, by the way. The coach came out and criticized himself. He played it really a dumb way to play it. He settled for that field goal. He could have thrown the ball a couple times with timeouts, and he didn't. And so I think if Daniel Jones can play the way he's played or close to it, they're going to be a tough team to beat because they have talent on the offense. And, I still think they have questions on defense, but they do have talent on offense. And when you have a runner like Jonathan Taylor who catches the ball out of the backfield, and you got that tight end. By the way, the rookie tight end is making a lot of plays. They're going to be tough to beat.
Without a doubt. Who do you like Monday night, Detroit at Baltimore?
I think Baltimore gets them. I still worry about Detroit a little bit on defense. They don't rush the passer all that well. The offensive line played better last week, but they still have some concerns up there, which is normally a strength for them. But I think the Ravens are one of the best teams in the league, and talent-wise on a Monday night, they can have a chance at home to really put one on them. I think it's going to be fun. I think both teams will score. But, Jared Goff outside, not great. And Lamar Jackson on Monday night is great. So I think that's a bad combination for the Lions.
Pete, final thing. Who wins here on Sunday, Texans or Jags?
Jacksonville. I'm bucking the trend. I think they're the better team right now. I mean, they should win this game. They should be 3-0. And they're not going to be. They're going to be 2-1. But you put that behind you, you move on. I think that was a good sign last week that they went up there. They were physical. I think they'll be physical in this one. And I do think Brian Thomas will come out of this funk. And when you're lined up one-on-one, I don't care who you're lined up against. If it's Stingley, one of the best corners in the league, you got to beat him. I think he beats him. I think he gets his head out of his behind, and he goes and makes plays.
Pete Prrisco from CBSSports.com. Nobody talks NFL better. Pete, thanks, buddy. Have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Take care.
Pete Prrisco talking NFL. Again, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Now, listen, tomorrow is the third Saturday of the month. That means that great card show. That's a great time. If you're a collector and you love card shows, nobody has a better one. They're big. It's got all kind of room in there, all kind of vendors in there. Head to Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles tomorrow. Our picture. Now, you ready?
I guess so.
I mean, from your last place view, are you ready?
I had to really lay into the team. I mean, if we're gonna give leverages away, at the end of games, then we're gonna have to have a meeting. But yeah, we're ready. We're ready to rock.
Our fixer next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This year's playoff road rides through the 904. Last season's AFC South champs take their first shot at Trevor and the playoff-hungry team in teal. It's back at the bank for a big one against a division rival. Jaguars, Texans, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Come visit the best
best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Prosser here again for Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts you can trust. You might think you have a struggle ahead, but Chad and Sandy always have a solution, and ultimately it ends in a success story. Jacksonville area homes are selling, but getting the right price requires aggressive marketing and proven systems. Hiring the experts who know how to create demand is crucial. You need Chad and Sandy Newman. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. But, man, they deliver with the promises. The local real estate experts you can trust. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Oh, and the proof is out there. Tom and Nicole in Mandarin. I got a new job in Louisiana. We found a new home. Now we'd have to sell fast to avoid paying 2 mortgages. Chad and Sandy did it. Use them today. ChadAndSandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week. Brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's power connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
We always thank our friends from Ricketts Electric. All they are is the best in town. 904-320-5960. I don't care if it's commercial stuff you need, stuff at your home. The best electricians in town, Zach Ricketts and his team, they are outstanding. Ricketts Electric. We love our friends from Ricketts Electric. We always do. And we certainly do appreciate them. The records look like this. J.J. LaSelva. He's from Marion County down there in the central part of the state. He's 17-7 overall, 20 total points. I'm 13-11, 16 total points. In the bottom feeder, I mean, right down there, like in the bottom, like way down there at the bottom. My buddy Hayes Carlin, he drove the Buick all those years at Bowles. He has 15 total points. That's where we are. Hayes has 2 game picker-uppers. JJ and I have 1 each. JJ and I are both 2-0 in money balls. Hayes is 1-1 in money balls. Here we go. Bottom feeder, you pick first. Texas Tech is at Utah. Who do you like?
I'm going to go Utah here. I was impressed with seeing them play the Gators in a home-and-home, so I think they're a physical team. I think they've got a good home environment. So it's a tepid confidence, but I will take Utah.
I love the fact that what you know about Utah is what happened
2 years ago.
28 years ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Alex Smith.
Yeah, right.
Reverend Meyer.
Right. I know him so much better than you. I'm taking Utah too. JJ.
I'm taking Texas Tech. I know they spent a bunch of money on the roster this year, and the game is at 10 a.m., so I don't know how much the home crowd will be up for it. I'm going Texas Tech.
Illinois at the road in Indiana. All my buddies are into Illinois fans. I love them, but I'm taking the Hoosiers at home. JJ.
Yeah, I like Indiana's quarterback. He played for Cal last year and almost beat us. I'm going with them.
Fernando
Indiana.
Mendoza
Yep.
is very good. Hayes Carline, he hails from the Bowl School.
I can't stand Indiana. I can't stand Indiana's coach. I think he's a complete poser.
Yes.
And
I do
a
too.
fraud. And I will be pulling for Illinois to get the win. This is a heart over head,
I love
which
it.
usually gets me in trouble. But I will take Illinois to pull the upset on the road.
Game picker-upper right out of the gate. Auburn. Pat Dye didn't say Auburn. He said Auburn. Auburn at Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Who do you like, JJ?
I like John Mateer and I like OU.
OU. I'm coming with you as well. Hayes Carline.
Yeah, it's hard. I think Mateer just looks like he is headed to New York. So I'm tempted to take the game picker upper, but I'm gonna go with the Sooners here.
All right, Florida, Miami. I'll go first. Gosh, this is a hard one. The Gators are tough. They're well coached. There's precision. There's efficiency. I'm proud of my alma mater. Gosh, I've gone back and forth, but I'm going to go to Miami. That's what I'm going to do. Hayes Carline, who do you like?
Yeah, I like Miami, and I think it's a convincing win.
Do I need to ask you, JJ?
I think it'll be closer than expected. I'm going to say 27-20 Canes.
We all like the Canes. NFL music, please. Are you kidding me? Kyler Murray is taking the Cardinals on the road. The 49ers, John Brody, Steve Spurrier, Steve Young, Joe Montana. None of them are playing. Mac Jones is. Hayes, who do you like?
Yeah, Brock Purdy, I don't think they've ruled him out, but it looks like it's probably going to be Mac Jones. I'm assuming it's going to be Mac Jones. I'm going to take Arizona here. I think they're kind of a sneaky up-and-coming team. They're 2-0 as well. They've done some good things. So I'll take the Cardinals on the road.
I'll take the 49ers. I don't care who plays quarterback. JJ.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kyler in this one. I'll go with the Cardinals.
Ooh, I got a game picker-upper here. I like what I'm seeing. Eagles are at home against the Rams. I'm not picking against the Eagles. I'll take Philly. JJ.
I'm actually going to go with the Rams on this one. I don't know why. I think that the spread is a little too close for me. I'm not crazy impressed by the offensive production from the Eagles this year. I'm going to go with the Rams. Yep.
Hayes Carline.
I like the upset pick. I'm going to go Philly here. They just present so many different problems, and I think their physicality will be too much. Jalen Hurts is won his last 18 games in which he has started and finished. I like the Eagles.
Right back at you, Hayes. Lions at Ravens.
I'm going to go the Ravens here. They're at home. And Detroit certainly presents issues, but I think with Lamar, Derrick Henry, they'll get enough from their defense and their home crowd. I like the Ravens.
I think the Ravens are going to roll them. I think the window is closing for the Lions if it hasn't already. JJ.
Yeah, I'll go with the Ravens on this one. I don't think they're going to roll them. I'm thinking it'll be a pretty close game. It's like 4.5 point spread. I like the Lions to lose by 3, but I'll go with the Ravens.
And in the money ball, the Texans at the Jags. JJ, who do you like?
I like the Jags in this one pretty easily. I think they'll win by a score or so. I like the Jags 24-17.
Former maitre d' at the Moss Point Grill. He's here. He would carry he'd carry the food up here, kind of like a bunch of 4 or 5 entrees together.
I had great for him.
Who do you like?
Natural talent.
Yeah. I like the Jaguars here as well. I just think they can run the ball. I think that ultimately, I do think it'll be messy. I think Houston will be able to turn it into a bit of a street fight. So I think it's very close. Certainly, I think the game's won in the final 2 minutes. But ultimately, I think the Jaguars on the ground just too strong, and they beat the Texans.
The worst news I have for the Jaguars is I am very confident, which is the worst thing I could possibly be. I think the Jags are going to beat the Texans. I don't. To your point, I don't think they blow them out because they just don't. The NFL is not a blowout league anyway, particularly when a team's won 7 in a row. But I think the Jags have the better team, so we're all going to go.
The Texans just look like crap, man.
They did. And they didn't look physical either. They didn't. So there you go. I take the Jags as well. So our picks look like this. Hayes and I both like the Utes because we know them so well at home. Texas Tech is the pick of JJ. There's a game picker-upper there. JJ and I both like Indiana at home because we know them so well. Hayes has Illinois on the road, game picker-upper. We all like Oklahoma and Miami to win in the college world. In the NFL, I'll take the 49ers at home. Hayes and JJ both like the Cardinals on the road. Hayes and I like the Eagles at home. Look at J.J. LaSelva taking Matt Stafford and the Rams to go into Philly and win. We all like the Ravens over the Lions. We all like the Jags over the Texans. Those are our picks. One more time, the standings look like this. J.J. LaSelva, 17-7 overall, 20 total points. I'm 13-11 overall, 16 total points. Hayes is 12-12 overall, 15 total points. I'd say good luck, but I'd be lying. Those are our picks. We'll take a break and wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A couple of division races heating up in Major League Baseball. Unexpectedly, the Detroit Tigers are 3.5 in front of the Guardians after the Guardians swept the Tigers in Detroit this week. Currently, the line, Detroit minus 1,000 to win the American League Central Division, while the Guardians are 7-1. This weekend, Houston battles Seattle at Dakin Park. Those teams are tied for first place in the American League West Division. They do battle this weekend. Heading into the weekend, Seattle, the $1.20 favorite to win the division title. Houston minus 110. Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
The best place to get trucks is Nimnick Chevrolet, but did you know Nimnick Chevrolet is way more than just trucks? While most dealerships are running low, Nimnick has the largest inventory of new Chevy SUVs in town right on their lot. With low promotional rates, now is the time to save big on the most popular Chevy SUVs like the all-new redesigned Equinox. Plus, with cash incentives and Nimnick savings, you'll save thousands only at Nimnick. If you're looking for better fuel economy or just need a little more room for your growing family, Nimnick Chevrolet's wide range of models ready to drive means you'll find exactly what you're looking for at Nimnick. So head to Nimnick today. Of course, it's the best place for trucks. When you go to Nimnick, it's way more than trucks. It's great SUVs as well. So hit the Nimnick today. Where's the best place to get cars, trucks, and SUVs? Nobody but Nimnick.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Enjoy barbecue, live music, and auctions at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida's 4th annual Sizzlin' Soiree, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, October 2nd at the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
What was George Washington's salary when he was president?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
George Washington's annual salary as president was $25,000, about $4.5 million in today's dollars.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, where have we been on the show today? We talked a little Jaguar football. You heard from Josh Hines-Allen and Parker Washington. Hayes, great work as always.
Thanks.
In that Jaguar locker room. Two important players, by the way, as this season moves forward. Josh Hines-Allen, of course, and I do believe you're going to see more of Parker Washington. I really believe that as the season moves along. Pete Prrisco's here talking NFL. We did that. We talked a little bit about Florida, Miami, did our picks, had a great show, and we were happy to have all that. We got about 6-7 minutes left in the program. Fun weekend. We've talked about some of them. Not a great weekend. Great weekend. You pointed out next week to watch games.
Oh yeah, the college games are unreal. I forgot that LSU Ole Miss is next week. We knew about Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Oregon.
Yeah.
But LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn, Texas A&M, Florida State plays Virginia a week from tonight.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ole Miss, there is an upset alert that I've seen from a lot of college football people in their game this week.
Yeah, they play Tulane.
Exactly, with a backup quarterback.
And John Sumrall, really respected coach, one of Liam Cohen's really good friends, by the way. They were together in Kentucky. And a really respected coach.
People are talking about him like he's going to take over a big program sometime soon.
And get Liam talking about him. They were very close when Liam was the coordinator. Sumrall was the offensive line coach, and the coordinator and offensive line coaches are often close. And so very good.
You'll get to watch for Ole Miss with Simmons not playing. You'll get to watch your boy, what's his name? Chambliss.
Trinidad
Chambliss.
And Tobago.
Yeah.
From Ferris State.
Yeah, and I will tell you.
Throw for 450 yards.
Honest to God, that might be, to me, the best affirmation of what Kiffin could do more than these other. Jackson Dart was a 5-star.
Came from USC.
Yeah, and he was he was the quarterback. He was the USA Today quarterback of the year, or the Gatorade, whatever you call it. He was Austin Simmons. Everybody wanted, So this guy, number one, his name's Trinidad. Okay, let's start with that. Okay, he played at Ferris wheel. Number two, okay, and he threw for 9,000 yards last week.
Against Arkansas.
Yeah. So
a pretty good opponent. What in Long Island?
Yeah. So honestly, that I'm like, wow. That might be as much affirmation as anything. Florida and Miami. How's the game going to go?
I think Florida's defense, I think, will hang in for about the half. I think we go to half, and it's Miami 17-3 kind of game, and then I think the wheels fall off because I think Florida offensively will have something awful will happen in the third quarter, and at that point, the defense is going to lose its energy and passion, and I think it ends up being, 41-17 last year in the Swamp. I'll say it's 38-13 this time around.
You think closer, right, JJ?
Oh, yeah. I think it'll be a game. Honestly, I think it'll be a game pretty much the whole time. 20-27 Miami. I think maybe we'll have a 10-point lead at half, and Miami almost always loses the third quarter, so I expect Florida to win that one. But at the end of the day, I expect the Canes to win. But yeah, I'm not buying into the blowout stuff. I cannot see DJ having anywhere close to a performance like he had last week. And the defense is good enough to keep him in it. I like the Canes 27-20.
Yeah, I think 27-13, 31-16. I'm with Hayes on this. I don't think it's going to feel like it did last year because I think Florida's better defensively.
Yeah, that
than
was
they were.
crazy last year.
Yeah, but I think it'll be. But I don't think it comes down to the fourth quarter. I'm with you, Hayes. I don't think so. I think Tramel Jones is going to play in the game. Now, all the logic says he's not. Billy Napier's done everything he can to say he's not. DJ's our guy. But I'm afraid what you saw from DJ Lagway last week is who he is. I think.
Do you think it'll be like pre-planned?
No,
or he's going to play so bad that they're just going to have to bring him in?
Yes, I think the latter. I think he's going to say he has he's going to have him ready to play just in case it goes bad. I don't think he's going to come in on the third series because that's the plan. No, I don't think that. But I think he's going to play but he's going to have him ready in case. I think it's gotten away from DJ. Listen, when I went back, DJ Lagway had some great moments last year, but it's not like he ever found a rhythm when you looked up and he was 18 of 21. That's not who he is. His funky playing style was that way even last year a little bit, and the fundamentals of the throwing off the back foot, he just made it happen last year. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that DJ will be a little better, but if it's 21-3 and DJ has 2 picks, it's almost irresponsible now not to go. I mean, at some point you have to. You can be as loyal as you want to your guy, but you have to be more loyal to the logo on your shirt if you're Billy Napier, right? I mean,
I think so, and I think at that point you open it up for Miles Graham and Tyreek Sapp and your defensive leaders to come up to you and say, "What are we doing?" Yeah,
correct. I mean, again, you can be. DJ Lagway is really well liked. I've seen an awful lot of really well liked quarterbacks that it just turned out they weren't that good and they had to be replaced. And that's not personal. And again, there's different camps. Some camps say, why are you guys burying DJ already? It's only been 3 games. Well, he's been bad all 3 games. Long Island, he wasn't impressive against Long Island. Long Island was a high school team. He wasn't impressive in that game. Jaden Ball was. Other things were.
Well,
Vernell Brown was.
Made the incredible catch on a bad throw from Lagway.
Correct. And I just think, so And again, I'm going to put some of this on Napier. Lagway got away with the off balance and all because he's so talented. He's playing against high school guys. When you get to college, your footwork's got to change. The football. I'm never going to be a media guy that acts like I'm a former football guy. I'm not going to do that. The football guys understand the mechanics way better than we do. But I understand them enough to know that was goofy looking last week. The footwork, the off balance, that was really odd looking last week. It just really was. So, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, hey, we'll be watching. We'll see what happens then. And
you asked us a good question, so I'll ask you: if Florida wins, how does it change at all your perception of Napier moving forward?
Yeah, I think I will be torn. If Florida wins, I'll be head scratching again. That how can he find these wins when they're improbable and can't win the ones he's supposed to? It will not change my mind about wanting him to be the coach moving forward. I think you said it best earlier. We now know who he is. We now know what they are under him. We now know what it's going to look like. And
you're never going to win a national title.
You're never going to become elite under him. And I'm now more convinced of that than ever. I would enjoy the win. I'd feel it'd be a fun week because Florida finally won a big game. It would not change my mind about him. Last year changed my mind. I was done with him early in the year. The resurgence last year changed my mind about the fact that he might just be the right coach. I wasn't convinced of it. There's not much he can do now. Now, like you said earlier, something stupid happens and he wins 4 or 5 games in a row, I'll still be head scratching. Then I won't know what to think. But them winning will not make me think suddenly he should be the coach. And I think that's where the fan base. I don't get as angry quite as the fan base does because part of it's our job is to try and assess it as accurately as we can. But yeah, we've seen it. He's a good organizer. He'd be a great general manager for one of these college teams. He'd be a great assistant coach that heads up recruiting. He's certainly good at building the culture, program, facilities, building the roster. He's certainly a great representative of your university. None of that's changed. He's not a head coach. And by the way, he might have been a Dabo Swinney-like good head coach if he'd have turned over the offense, but he didn't. And if that one thing is going to keep him from ever being a great head coach, that's on him. Okay, because you know what? If he'd have brought in someone like Lincoln Riley's brother who runs it for Clemson, or if he'd have gone in and brought in Gus Malzahn and handed it over to him, Shannon Dawson and handed it over to him, you know what? He might be the coach for many years, but he didn't. So we'll see. Folks, enjoy your football weekend. We certainly will. Oh, boy, a big one on Sunday at the bank, man. I hope you're going. If you're not going, plan to go because they need you down there. Hope you're going to the Jags in Texas. We'll see you on Monday. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.